All right, welcome. This is the fourth episode of the Milan weekly. Oh wait, no, this
Yeah,
is our
he's
weekly
rusty,
episode.
folks.
Sorry, I'm rusty. I just had COVID. That's my excuse. Um, this is Milan Club SoCal. This is our podcast. Welcome. We're live here every Tuesday on Discord, 8 p.m. Pacific. Um, so we missed last week. It's the international break. Um, Mostly teams have, I think they're wrapping up today-ish. At least all the European teams, I think. Um, but for us, we have a lot of stuff to recap. We have the Champions League draw. Um, we got some other team news, things to discuss. But first, we do have to preview the derby that is on Saturday. Join us if you are in town. We'll be at Fox and Hounds 9 a.m. Um, Join us there. I think we're going to have a pretty sizable group for the derby. It's going to be a lot of fun. Um, but to begin, Inter this Saturday. Um, what are you guys thinking? Who should start? Predictions? That's gonna be crazy.
Who can
We
start?
know it. Yeah, who
I
can
just
start
want
a
to
lot?
know. I just want to know by how many we're gonna lose by now. That's all I want to know.
So negative.
I It's gonna be if you know me, you know why I'm doing this. But also, it's gonna be a tough game, dude. You have Lautaro and where Lautaro, obviously, I think so far been the best striker up there with Osimhen. I think probably gonna surpass Osimhen this season.
Mhm.
Turam, quick, strong. And we have Kiar and Chow. If we had Kalulu, maybe. I mean, but that Tomori, we're gonna miss Tomori a lot.
Mhm.
Like I
Yeah.
was saying, Kiar is gonna have to have like a Nesta type game, which is not out of the realm of possibility. He's had these types of games before where
Mhm.
he's been a superstar. So I think the real battle is going to be in the midfield. If we can get Ruben to come back and help in defense, and if we can win the midfield battle, keep possession,
Yeah.
not try and play on the counter like we did last season against them, maybe we'll lose only 1-0.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
I
we're able
guess
to, yeah. Go ahead, Anthony.
I
Go ahead.
think I think yeah, we gotta hit him against the ropes and just keep on pounding. If we don't smash them in the first half, and then I know they're gonna wake up in the second half for sure. So we just have to smash so hard. We have to just smash, 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 and just clear it. So because yeah, our defense is already shaky as it is, and now it's like, okay, now let's have not even a last threat of defense. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a lot of faith in Kiar, and I don't know if you saw the
Yeah.
yeah, Lautaro is doing things that he's doing. He's looking really good. Unfortunately, Weah, I just saw he actually had a pretty sweet goal on
Turam.
international.
Or,
Yeah.
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 No,
I
no.
mean,
So
International game, the USA
yeah.
international game. Well, yeah,
oh,
pretty
okay.
sweet goal. So he might be pumped too to show up too. So
Yeah. Well, hopefully that's one of the things we'll discuss later. Is Juve? Obviously, Pogba had a little doping issue.
yeah,
But anyway, yeah, I think for the Derby, Kjær, I mean, he played for
yeah.
the Danish
Sorry.
team. Um, so at least he's had those minutes. But really, when we think of minutes with Milan, he hasn't had any recently. Ale, you're absolutely right. If he has those games, he has that quality to be absolutely phenomenal in defense. We hope that he arrives. I've mentioned that I think obviously we know Kjær and Chop, they're not fast, and Lautaro and Thuram are very fast. I think the only way we can possibly stop them is literally just to manhandle them in defense, and literally stop them in their tracks, because they're definitely not stronger than Cha or Kjær. I don't think.
Yeah. I
Um,
agree with that. We do have. Yeah, I think we got size and power over on them. So
yeah,
would you man mark or would you just uh
I
man
I
marking?
don't
Who would you
I
put
don't
on him?
I don't like man
Ruben?
marking because I feel like Kiar every time he tries to man mark, there's so many gaps that open up in the back. Because figure if if he's gonna play on the right with Calabria, I don't think he's a terrible defender. I think he gets put in situations where admittedly he probably should be doing a little bit better, but I like he's always having to deal with the striker or a midfielder that comes in and makes a run, and then a fullback or a wingback or a winger, and he's always stuck between the two. So if he's here where my mic is and he's dealing with these two, and then we have Kara trying to man mark someone, there's probably going to be a no man's land in that pocket between the two. That's just my fear. If they man mark, I'd hope that they don't man mark. Andrea Aringer is probably going to
Ah,
join us.
fuck.
What up?
Does he have a shirt on?
All right, that's been the podcast, guys. It's
Yeah.
been great.
Oh.
Wrapping it up.
It looks. It doesn't look like this in real life. I'm not naked.
What the
I have
hell?
no nipples. Look.
Anyway, I don't think
Speaking of no nipples, what do you think of Keanu?
I don't think they should man mark. I think it's going to open up way too many holes. Like you said, the midfield has to come in and help defend, and help something, because otherwise we're going to be screwed. We're going to.
Well, we could have a
royally
midfielder
screwed.
like Ruben come back and help us.
Well,
man.
yeah, that's what I'm
I mean,
saying.
I
They're gonna
personally don't
have
like
to.
men. Yeah, I personally don't like
Yeah.
men marking, but zonal with them is going to be tough.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be tough because the midfield's going to have to go up against the 5. It's going to be really interesting. We know obviously how we defended with the 4-2-3-1, and it's not been working out, obviously. But I have, if our defense holds, we can win 100%. I don't think they'll be quite ready for the new midfield and the new attack. Especially, if we have Chukwueze starting on the right, which it probably is looking like it, because only Pulisic is going to come back for maybe one training session before the derby.
I
And
think
obviously
Pulisic plays. I think Pulisic starts, guys.
he
There-
probably will. But regardless,
Yeah.
everyone last season has been used to mark the left side of Milan and they're neutralized. But now that we have attacking threats across the whole line, I don't know. I think it might work. I think we might be better at trying to score. Obviously, Giroud, he got the ankle injury for France. He says he's fine. So
Yeah,
hopefully
he
he
is.
is.
But it sounds like a girlfriend. I'm fine.
Oh.
You know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just
so-
and he's
fine,
and he's
but-
really not fine.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the thing is that pissed me off a lot because he said, "Yeah, my ankle is fucked up since like last season, and I have like this weakness in my ankle." Like, yo, you have a weakness in your ankle, dude. You're 37, and we didn't buy a striker. Like we did, but kind of didn't.
Does he have to play for France?
That's
Does he
and
have
That's the
to-
other thing.
France
They have
has
so many strikers.
12 teams, dude.
Yes.
France could win the Euros with like the first, the second, the third, and the fourth team, and they play Giroud. Holy shit!
Yeah, but Giroud plays well for France. He's their top goal scorer. If you look at his form with France, he
He
scores every game or two.
Except Mbappe in about 3 years is going to overtake his record.
Yeah, okay, but
goals,
it's
but
crazy.
but anyway, I don't know who we're going to have starting up front. If it's Giroud, okay, that's fine. Otherwise, we have Jovic or Okafor.
Oh, wait.
So who
No.
do we go with if it's
It's
not
for
Giroud?
sure. Giroud, there's no way. I mean, guys, it's Pioli. Pioli, like, he doesn't like he's gonna play like a few players for sure. Like, I don't see
Yeah,
him.
he's just gonna play.
Yeah. So I think we play Giroud for sure. I think we play Pulisic. I think honestly, if we played with Tomori, that by the way has been playing like shit lately, but at least like he's young and fast and stuff. It would be like a more even game. But if we really have to play Kjaer, I don't know. He needs to play like exceptionally well. And I don't think he has 90 minutes. So
He
honestly,
definitely doesn't have 90 minutes. That's why I was saying the backups are probably going to be, well, Alec mentioned we still have Caldara. which
No, Ale, what the fuck are you talking about,
I'm
dude?
He's
just
still
saying.
on the
All
roster.
I said that those are only two backup
Yeah,
options
there's
at
only
this
and
point.
Pellegrino. That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
In
yeah,
terms of center backs,
we're
that's all we have.
super fucked. We're like, dude, if anything happens, I don't think we actually like play Pellegrino, who has 17 pro games in his life. Okay, I think,
Derby. This is
yeah,
first
I
game.
think
Yeah.
I think you would probably see, I don't know, like Florenzi
Florenzi's
or
probably gonna come in. Yep.
or whoever else. Like they're gonna try to think of a solution.
Yeah.
It's probably honestly fucking hilarious that we get to this point and we already have like
Yeah, because the other part of the problem too is Theo. I guess there's rumors that he had fitness issues with France. He played, but I mean our
I think he's
backup left
fine.
back. If for whatever reason Theo can't do a 90 minutes, which I don't see why he couldn't.
no, Theo
Um,
plays. Theo plays.
you have, but
Theo-
I think it's Bartasagi, right?
Yeah, but I
Right.
mean,
But then again, yeah, you're right. Do we want to play Pellegrino and Bartasagi as backups in a derby when we have to win?
You can play Florenzi on the left, worst comes to worst, if you really need to.
why do you
Yeah,
give me a fucking heart attack? I'm gonna like crawl in a fetal position and start like crying.
there's room under the table at
It's
Fox and
hard.
Harris.
It's already hard like this. Don't talk about Bartesaghi and like, let's be like realistic. Theo plays,
Yes.
and then Kiar has to play. He's
Yeah.
probably gonna be decent for a good 65, and then we're gonna have to pray all the gods together.
Yep.
And then, yeah, I mean, all the other players are okay. Giroud is fine. I think he knows how to play with a fucked up ankle.
Yep.
So who goes in for Kiar on the 65th minute then?
Nobody. The willpower of
Sheer
the fan.
willpower.
Listen,
Yeah.
if we're up at the 65th minute, God willing, somehow by some miracle we're up. Midfield, Ruben comes back and helps in defense. We kind of just park the bus and we hope and we pray that we can hold on
Yeah,
to
but
it.
whenever we do that, I feel like we
Yeah,
fucking
no,
give it up. We
Yeah.
concede.
To keep the
I
pressure.
mean, I wish it would work, but I feel like every time we resort to desperate measures in any kind of area, it fails. It just fails.
What do you do?
Yeah.
Risk it and try and play possession with the midfield or Reindeers, Ruben and Krunic?
Well, obviously Inter's going to counterattack for the most part. So yeah, we're going to have to just play pass back and forth between Manyan and defenders until Inter tries to do something. If that's the
The thing
case,
is, our team is much stronger than last year, and
It
we have
is.
much more technical players in transition. And the way that you beat Inter is if you get the ball while they're constructing their play, you find a way with pressing because we're much more physical. It's not like Brahim pressing you. It's fucking Loftus Cheek, dude. The guy is a giant. Okay, so you get the ball and you immediately like pass it vertically behind the fifth. So it's either like behind DiMarco or behind Darmian because they attack all together like this. Like I've seen like a technical analysis they do at Radio Rossonera that was really he was saying that one of the type of plays that we need to attack is that one, like counter attack behind the fifth man. And I mean we're gonna have Leao. Obviously, it's one of those things. We need to scare them being dangerous. So
Yeah.
then Dumfries is not gonna want to be super high because Leao is gonna kick his ass. Same
Yep.
thing on the other side. Like if we start already thinking about what we're gonna do when we have to park the bus, we are super fucked.
Yeah,
Yep.
we just have to
Bad.
we just have to get past and just not be afraid to get wrecked. Just
Exactly.
if we just take the risk and just be like, all right, we may get smashed here, but we got to just keep on pressuring. The
If
whole
we're
time.
if we're able to do if we're able to score first with a good team goal, it'll definitely have Inter thinking. Well,
But I
shit.
think they're gonna wake up second half. They're gonna wake
Oh,
up
they will.
second half.
It's going to be a difficult game, regardless. It's
Well,
gonna
we
be
have a
very
player like
difficult.
Reindeers this year too that I think his passing is going to be crucial in hopefully setting something up. Because I mean, this is the one year that Inter's not going to manhandle our midfield, and we have a midfield that's up to par somewhat to Inter's midfield. somewhat.
Hopefully. No, yeah. The one thing that I think is super positive is we, in the heart of the team, we have a lot of new players. So, because I feel like if you lose a lot of derbies like last year and the years before, then you psychologically, because you played those games, psychologically you're, oh shit, this game again. But
PTSD.
Loftus-Cheek doesn't have that. Pulisic doesn't have that. Chukwueze doesn't have that. Reindeers doesn't have that. So I feel like psychologically we could be like playing a better game, but I don't know. Everything, honestly, in my mind, just thinking to play like a high defense, aggressive game with Kjaer is such a bad idea because he can't have 35 meters of space behind him.
Yeah.
So
It's not a bad idea. It's the only idea.
yeah, I mean, again, like we get to this point and we have a situation like this, like Kalulu, what the fuck did he do? He's 22. Yo, it's the second like muscle problem you have since like the summer. Do you remember when he came here? He was like
Yeah.
training on the side. Like
You didn't play the games, I don't think, or you played one, maybe the first
he
one.
played one. But again, like, bro, what the fuck? Because I mean, obviously, I'm still I have PTSD on the injury thing for Milan. Like, even if it's not our fault, like with friends and shit. Like, for example, when I was reading that Menyan was kind of training on this, what the fuck did he do? He's a goalkeeper, dude. Goalkeepers don't have injuries. Only our goalkeepers do.
It's always international too. He always gets
Yes.
hurt international.
Yeah.
What can you possibly do? Was he playing with
He
like
had a calf injury, so
Yeah,
maybe I don't know. But,
dude, if he has another calf thing, I'm gonna cry, okay?
well, obviously, his first issue he had was his hand, right? So he had to get a
Right.
minor surgery on his hand. The other one was a calf injury. I think they attributed the hand injury to the Champions League game. I guess he said when he stopped the penalty versus.
Oh yeah, but that's
Salah,
not.
but
And then he stays out fucking 5 months, and if I
Yeah.
think about it, I have, oh my god, dude, I have goosebumps
Yeah.
right now.
well, yeah. I mean,
You were
no,
Tata
you're absolutely
Luciano
right.
play?
Yeah, no,
I mean-
let's talk about that like moment of our life. The
One
Tatarusa.
positive thing to stray away, and I'm not the most positive guy. I do feel a sense of enthusiasm in this squad that I didn't feel last year, and I think that is obviously down to the new signings. But it's the kind of enthusiasm. Not saying that we're going to win the Scudetto, but it's the kind of enthusiasm I felt in the Scudetto winning season within the squad. You know, young, motivated, feels like a team, feels like a family. They want to win. They love the badge. So I do like this new enthusiasm in the team because it felt a little bit tired last year, a little bit darker last year. You know.
It felt like they let the outside in
Exactly.
too much, in a way, with their mentality of,
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there was
I
no
agree.
hope last year. This year is definitely a lot of hope.
Yeah, there's hope. The problem is even if we let's say that we don't win, it's the fourth game. Like we can't be too pumped for three decent games that we had. We can't be like crying if it doesn't go well. Like my expectations are pretty low, honestly, just because historically after the national break we suck. Okay, and it's a derby, and in the last few years we sucked, and we don't have so there's a bunch of reasons why it's gonna be super tough, but obviously, dude, I believe that we can play better because we have much better transition now, because now if we have a counter attack against a team like Inter, we know that there's the likelihood of somebody actually like putting a pass into space for Rafa or for Pulisic is super high. And also a goal like the one that we did against Roma, again, actually not the goal, but the penalty
That was
for
excellent build.
The Loftus cheek run. Oh my god.
Yeah.
The 1-2 with Giroud.
Jesus.
exactly that's gonna be the type of play that really is gonna save so many games for us, because dude, in that situation, the defense was there. There was it wasn't a counter attack. It was literally like face to face. Like let's fucking go, and we went through. And that happened again when Pulisic scored, I think, against Bologna. So
Yeah.
I think that's one type of play that we're gonna do consistently.
Yeah.
Giroud, like you know, with his back to the goal, and he just like passes, and we can penetrate like that. But you know, it's gonna be tough, but it's dope, dude. Like, I mean, maybe we're not as good as them, but again, like remember the Scudetto season, like just maybe they can be better for like a few minutes, but at the end of the day, if Giroud turns around and fucking scores,
I'll
and
be
we get
happy
the
with it. I'll be happy with a tie, but what I think we need the best from this is just emotionally just recuperate afterwards. So whatever happens, fine, but leave it there and go to the next game and just come
100%.
back.
Mhm.
The
That's
next
the-
game is Newcastle, dude. The next
Yeah.
game is Newcastle Champions League.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Newcastle Champions League.
course.
Yep, at the San Siro.
It's
Of
gonna
course
be
something-
to cry about anything. And the only thing that sucks, like in a way, is that Tonali might skip the game, and I really wanted him to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait, why is he injured?
yeah.
He is. Yeah, he
He
couldn't
left
play today
right?
in the national team, and he will most likely miss the Champions League game. That game, by the way, is Tuesday the 19th at 9:45. It's the earlier Champions League game.
Oh, really?
It is. Yep. And then after that we play Verona, then Cagliari, then Lazio, Dortmund, Genoa, another international break, Juve, PSG, Napoli, Udinese, PSG. It's so crazy.
Okay.
Napoli is gonna be
Juve, PSG, Napoli, Udinese, PSG, Lecce, Fiorentina, Dortmund. Yeah, it's gonna be bonkers.
yo.
Um,
The thing is, because we have insane games at the beginning of the season, there has to be a moment where every game is like kind of shit. Like all the good games are at the beginning, so we're gonna have a chill moment, and we need to be able to win all of those games because that's our problem. Like last year, because dude, last year we ended up
we
2
dropped
points with
so
Wayne
many-
player who lost 12 games.
Yeah.
So somewhere we sucked. Okay.
We
for
dropped
sure.
so many points last season to bottom table teams.
Cremonese,
So
Salernitana.
Yeah, it's just awful. And then the way
Spezia.
we got dropped, and the way
Spezia.
we dropped out of the Coppa Italia against Torino at home.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
we had
Tell
boneheaded.
that game, the players weren't into it. I don't know. I don't think the players'
Yeah.
minds were right.
They weren't. Yeah, no.
Especially after that Roma game, I think the season went downhill from there.
I think it's a legend. Like when we say that Roma game, gee, they conceded two goals, and then everything changed from there. Like, yo, wake the fuck up! You just draw the game,
Yeah.
and then because you draw a game that you were winning, then you lose 5-2 at home against the Swallow. Like,
That's not
Yeah.
an excuse, but it's a factor. It's many factors that are incorporated to those disappointing results.
But we kind of
Let's just hope for a fun derby, man. I just want to have fun.
We're all gonna be together. Milan
Yep.
Club SoCal.
Again, we're gonna be at Fox and Hounds, 9 a.m. this Saturday. Get there early because it's gonna be packed. So just again, Fox and Hounds, 9 a.m. Saturday, not Sunday, Saturday. We kind of touched on this, the Champions League. Obviously, we haven't recapped it yet. We got the group of death, quote unquote. I don't think it's as bad as it looks. I get it. PSG is a very tough team. Newcastle's a tough team. Dortmund could be a tough team, but Dortmund suck. We know that they ship goals like crazy. They haven't started the season out great. PSG, their first game was awful. We know that PSG's PSG. They could still be great, but they sometimes have brain farts. They've definitely done better in their past 2 or 3 league games, but don't know
Spence,
what kind of PSG you're gonna get.
2 words. Mbappé, Calabria.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun. Also, Newcastle. They don't have Champions League experience, but they are a good team. Relatively speaking, they finished fourth, I think, last season. So I don't think that we're going to be knocked out per se unless we put in shit performances. I think we have a good chance of
No, I
getting
like
out of
it.
the group. I
Yeah.
like it. It's good competition for the team. It's great experience, especially since we have such a new team for all these players to really get that really high level experience. Um, I think we might be good. I don't know if we'll top the group, but I think we could definitely get out of it. I think we could definitely advance. If we could top the group, that'd be fucking amazing. But
It's definitely better. A group like this is much more open than like Man City, Real Madrid, Milan. Like
Yep.
it needs to be some insane, crazy alignment of a planets to pass. But this one, like under PSG, all the other teams are very balanced, and it's gonna depend on the moment we get there with 17 injuries or not. That would be very important, and then every point is gonna count a lot because there's no shit team that everybody wins against. So you're gonna pass with like 4, one of those like crazy
Right.
groups. So
yeah, the standings will be crazy.
you need to really like it's gonna be open and close and open again so many times. Like it's one of those that we really like. The last game is still gonna be important, and I think it's gonna be Newcastle at Newcastle. So again, buckle up.
Anish
The
says,
important we gotta get
yeah,
6.
hold on.
Sorry.
Anish says Calabria will pocket Mbappe both legs. He's calling it right now. Shout out Anish.
We need 6 points from the home games from Newcastle and Dortmund.
We could probably do
'Cause
it
I
against
think
PSG.
I think with the group being in balance as it is, I think 7 points is a 7 8 points is a good result. Good result in this group, and it could be enough to get you out.
Yeah,
Assuming
absolutely.
PSG, I mean, it could be even that PSG stutters against teams like Newcastle and Dortmund. So
I wouldn't be surprised at all if that happens. I think that they could definitely choke on a couple games
No,
where they
yeah,
either draw or they lose.
Wait,
Absolutely.
you said
I think
Dortmund's doing bad this year? I'm seeing their scores. Some of them are like 6-0, 7-0. They have
those
Hold
were
on.
6-1s.
No, that's not.
that was the
No,
Pokal. That was against
that's
some
yeah, that's
third
like
division. Their
Okay.
yeah.
Bundesliga results so far
They won
are they
1-0 against Cologne. Then they
yeah.
tied against Bochum.
Mhm.
And then they tied 2-2 against
Not
Heidenheim.
Heidenheim. Heidenheim. Oh.
So and we know from Dortmund, they literally had the golden chance at the last game of last season to win the Bundesliga, and they slipped. And
yeah,
we know for
Right.
years that they ship goals. Their defense is not good.
yeah. I
So
think we can do good. I think
yeah,
we have that experience in Champions League that we didn't have before because it begin. I mean, at the end of the day, we've been in Champions League for like 3 years in a row. I think, or is it the fourth?
this is
Like
the third.
It's 3.
it's the third. So I mean, 2 years ago it was like, yo, it's the first time. Like a lot of players were like real first timers. Now
Yeah.
there's players with much more experience. Last year we got into the semifinals. Like I think we are ready, but again, it's gonna be like super open games, and it's gonna really change our season if we can go past this group because that's gonna mean that we beat that means that we beat like Dortmund or PSG. Like that's the type of game that really gives you awareness that yo, we're strong, and that's also the type of games that can like bring you down. The same thing as the derby. So I'm stoked. When I saw the group, obviously it could have been better, but it's so leveled that we have chances.
Yep,
Mhm.
absolutely.
We do better
Obviously,
against like better teams, so they can't suck.
Right.
If they suck, then we're like, oh, we got this, and then we lose.
Yeah, that's true.
So obviously there's some stories with this group. Obviously Tonali Like we mentioned, he probably is going to miss the game at the San Siro. Obviously, there's Donnarumma. He'll be probably whistled to death at the San Siro. He already was on the international game today. When they made the lineup calls in the stadium, he was whistled at very loudly. But yeah, there's a lot of things to talk about in the group. There's Newcastle owned by Saudis. Yeah, PSG owned by Qataris, who obviously they bump heads. There's a whole dynamism.
All right, let's get into the Middle Eastern politics. Let's go, man.
Let's dive straight in. It'll be really fun. It'll be really fun. I think we all kind of agree. I think we have a chance to get out of the group, if not top it. It's definitely possible. Moving on, Mike Maignan. We've mentioned his injury issues, but apparently we're trying to start the talks to negotiate his new contract. We definitely want to sign him. Alleged reports say that he wants $8 million net. What do you guys think? Is he worth that much?
I don't think it's true.
That much? I don't think it's true either, but
even if it is true, you start off high, man. That's even if it is true. That's just the starting point. You work down, man. Rafael won a 60 million signing bonus and what, 10 million a year?
We don't know, dude, because it's Italian newspapers. They bullshit. We don't know what Leao wanted. We don't even know if actually Maignan, asked for that. Especially because on Italian newspapers, on the Gazzetta, it was like the request is 8 to 10 million. So it's 8 or fucking 10 million. Like he goes like, yeah, 8 to 10. It's like, oh, like, and then what does Milan say? Oh, maybe 8, because 10 is a little bit more than 8. Like I just don't understand why somebody would be like, oh, okay, 8 to 10. Like, and again, he deserves to be paid much more. Like that's obvious. He's one of the top goalkeepers in the world. If you're the goalkeeper of France, you should make 10 times what you make at Milan. He's probably makes like 2 million. I don't know. So
I think he makes around 4-ish, like 3 to 4 right now.
It's gonna double. It's gonna double, and we sell him. I think that's the trajectory of this thing. Like,
he's 28 years old right now.
He's in his prime.
He has a few years left on his contract. I like the idea of trying to renew him now, as opposed to trying to do it later, because he's already kind of admitted that I don't know about admitted, but he's definitely said, going back to Paris. He said,
yeah, but there he was speaking. He was speaking to a newspaper in Paris, and it was his old team. I think those are things that we're just trying to play up. Of course, he's going to say things like that. I don't think there's anything. I think he wants to continue. I think they'll find a deal soon, maybe a couple million more, and they'll do it. I think he's at 4. You said 3, 4, whatever.
Like 6.5 to 7. If he's in there, I think we get him for.
I think Chesney is making 6 to 7 at Juve, something like that. So I think he's going to want.
I don't think he stays for the long term because again, like why would he? I just think he has like he's a great keeper, definitely like loves Milan and stuff, but you're 28. The next contract is important, and he knows that if tomorrow Liverpool comes and picks him up, it gives him like 16 million. So it does make sense that he would want to get more money now, and then eventually, like he's gonna be sold. I think
he stays. We double it, and he stays. That's my call out.
Yeah,
I think because he's too vital.
He's
too vital.
We're not the kind of team that just double salaries, man.
I know, but he's the whole. Yeah, but I have faith in Cardinal. I think. I do. I think that he's trying to win, and he's vital. He changes the whole team. The whole back is more secure.
I agree. I think a keeper like him is a luxury in Serie A. Like, that the next time there's like a situation that I don't know. If Real Madrid, that like Courtois, what happened? Who fucked up his ACL?
Courtois.
Yeah, Courtois.
He tore his ACL.
and they got Kepa. But Kepa is a shit goalkeeper. Like maybe if they had more time, they were gonna come for Mike. Like, there's no other keeper that has that type of, he's able to play with his feet. And also is able to fucking stop the ball, because Onana can play with his feet, but then he's like a joke between
Yeah.
like in the goal.
Yeah,
Like,
and Donnarumma can stop a ball, but he can't play with his feet.
yeah.
And then Donnarumma on a cross and on a corner. Jesus Christ, coming out for those balls.
Oh God, PTSD.
It's like,
Anyway.
should I come out?
No, but
Um,
I think he stays. I'm not saying that he's gonna leave like super soon, but I think that eventually he's gonna probably get to the Premier League. I see that.
I can kind of see that too. I think he will stay for a bit, but yeah, at some point he's gonna go.
Okay, then we get a shit ton of money. We buy 12 players. Like, I'm done.
Vicario.
Vicario is already Premier League keeper. If he
Multiple.
does well, he's gone.
Yeah. Anyway, Taremi, obviously he did not join Milan. Why do you guys think that the deal fell through? I have my theory, but
Persian agents.
yep.
These Iranians don't know, and I apologize, but these Iranians come to the table thinking, okay, we'll accept 1.5, but when we go to the table, let's ask for 3 because they.
You have to lead saying, "I'm Iranian,"
Yes.
and then you say
I'm
this.
half Iranian and I'm proud of it, but my people, just like my other half, my Italian half, we have negative sides to us. The problem is Iranians think they're master negotiators. They say, I take 1.5, but I go to table, I want 4 now. Like, you can't do that, man. I do agree that he deserved more than 1.5 million, a player of Taremi's capabilities. I know that he's Iranian and everything, but I think he's one of the most underrated strikers. If you look at his stats the past 3 seasons, he's been up there with Messi, Mbappe, Haaland in terms of goals and assists to games ratio. So I think the agents messed
with Messi, but paying Haaland. Holy Jesus, you were going well.
Look, listen, go look at the stats. I'm telling you, go look at the stats. I promise you. His goal contribution per game, all right, it might be the Portuguese league, but still, it's a top 5, 6 European league.
That's a small thing, okay? Fucking Portuguese.
I'm just saying.
I know. I agree. He would have been like a giant upgrade. We would have had I think that Taremi at Milan gets us closer to the Scudetto, like by a lot. But it didn't go through. So
yeah,
but if we look at it, Milan and then the commissions that they wanted. So absolutely. I think Porto and Milan had their deal. I don't know. There was Iranian agents involved. I think Jorge Mendes tried to slip in there at last minute, also get a piece of the pie. So that's the problem with football today. This is another conversation, but that's the problem with football today. It used to be that you find a deal with the player very easily, and it was difficult to find a deal with the team.
Yep.
Now these days it's the opposite. You find a deal with the team, and now it's prolonged contract talks because agents want their commission. We're living in the Mino Raiola world, man.
Yep, absolutely. I really hope that UEFA does pass that law that basically restricts or puts a cap on agent commissions, because it's ridiculous. Because teams like Man City and PSG, when an agent's like, "Yeah, I want 40 million just for me," they're like, "Yeah, sure, here you go. Well, here's a check."
Yeah, but that's not a problem of agent commission. That's a problem of nations owning clubs. That's another topic.
Well, that too. But I mean, but when you have clubs, big clubs that have endless bank accounts, seemingly, whether they're Premier League teams, whether they're owned by countries, whatever the situation is, you always have agents that are like, "Oh, I'm going to add 5 zeros to this."
Yeah, of course.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Let's not pretend it's just Middle Arabs that own clubs that are involved in this problem.
Like I said,
Man United,
yes.
Chelsea. If we want to talk about a Super League, and I mean we've done this before, but the real Super League is the Premier League. We can't compete. Look, we're fighting tooth and nail for Taremi for 20 million. When Man United bought Højlund, the guy that scored 7 goals last season, and he's 21, 22 for 70 million without even blinking. So where is the real parity in football today, in today's world?
I think for the Højlund deal, a big part of it is that he's tall and blonde and Norwegian. I think swear to God, like it was part of the reason why they paid so much for him is like because at City they have Haaland and we want something like that resembles it. I don't know. Oh, also, by the way, did you see what happened with Anthony at United?
Yeah, that's crazy.
But that's like wait, I hear like a noise.
Static.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think it's Ale.
Alan?
Is it me?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Looks sounds like the AC. Turn on the AC or some shit.
Mm.
No, but
There we go.
the
We're good.
Oh,
It's the same.
Still
back
here.
now.
Is the same. But for the Anthony is like obviously let's see what the judges decide and whatever. But having two cases like that with two top talents for a team that invested like hundreds of millions of dollars in the
Yeah.
mercado.
It's bad.
That's so bad.
Yeah, and then it not only reflects on the team, but also on the manager. Because
Yeah.
mind you, the whole power struggle is, well, he's getting guys that he's known from clubs in the past. So how does that reflect on the manager? And so that's gonna be a whole another thing after all this fallout.
I mean,
Well,
Yeah.
it's still early. Let's see. You know, he's.
Oh, obviously, yeah, we'll
you
see.
know,
yeah. If
But-
he actually is, it's not.
yeah.
But again, like they're not playing him. Like the result is is not gonna play. Greenwood, he like away. And remember,
Well, he was gonna go back in the team.
yeah, but then like, dude, it's 2023. Like
Yeah,
the damage you're gonna do to the brand, it's definitely not worth it. Like Manchester United can't play somebody with those allegations. Doesn't matter.
Right.
Like. So
They're
I
like Disney or Coca-Cola at this point. They really can't have any controversy, even though I believe Greenwood was acquitted of all charges, wasn't he?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't acquitted. The problem
Mhm.
is the witnesses in the case all declined to testify, which basically means the prosecution had no case, so the prosecution just
Mm.
withdrew their case. Doesn't he can still be prosecuted. You can,
Right.
the charges were never, dropped per se. They just pulled their case because the key witnesses all said, you know what, we're not going to testify for whatever reason. It's difficult. It's domestic violence. It's extremely difficult.
of course
Right.
it didn't even matter because people decided what to think of him. So it doesn't
Yeah.
really matter. Like they saw the pictures and the text and shit, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's also it looked very bad on United. The fact that they didn't guys. Because I mean, at the end of the day, he's like an asset, super young, super talented. He was like $100 million kind of talent 3 years ago from the academy. So for a club like that, that's a gigantic,
yeah, it's a huge loss.
like they
The
want
kid's
to,
a Getafe
they
now.
want-
Just let him play, and so what are you gonna do? You know?
because people in Getafe, like the fans are just like detached from the whole case because it's like somewhere else, so they don't really realize what the fuck happened. And also, dude, it's football fans. Like sometimes they want to just see a goal, forget about a bunch of shit.
Yeah, he could have
Like-
murdered 10 people. Hey, he scored 3 goals.
Let's go. Like let's put the real violence like to the side. Obviously, that's
Yeah.
horrible. Let's change topic. But look at Lukaku. Every time he breaks the heart of millions of fans and goes to the next team is like, yeah, fuck it, this is our man, let's go. And then he does it again. And then the next team is like, yeah, but now he changed. And then Roma, they're like, everybody's like super stoked and like, watch him do it again. So I don't know. I think people that don't have a memory in football.
He's a
The memories
serial,
are very short.
serial killer of fans.
And if he came to Milan, we would be like, yo,
God.
now you changed as a man.
Ted Lukaku.
Oh my gosh. We kind of mentioned the international break. Did you guys watch any of the games? Did you see any of our players' performances? Anything? No?
No.
Yeah, same.
I just saw that Fatesi scored 2 goals. Dumfries did
Oh.
3 assists in a game.
Yeah.
We had like
CDK
72
scored.
CDK scored.
CDK
Yeah.
scored.
Did you not
They won
see?
5-0. Lukaku scored twice.
City keeps
Not our
Quite a
player,
beautiful goal, they say too. He scored, you know,
but Andrea.
against Estonia. Against Estonia.
Can I go
Andrea, we saw
check?
him score live in person, a penalty.
No, you that was
Guys, we
there.
didn't see him score. Jesus Christ.
Anyway, I really didn't see any international games. I think Pulisic, he scored a penalty in a 3-0 win, but people were saying the game was we played like crap. The
Yeah.
US
Who they
team.
play? Oman?
Yeah. They said the team didn't look that great, even though they won. But the U.S. national team's a mess, I think. But the whole stupid drama between Berhalter and Gio Reyna, it's
Wait, there's all this drama. Can
Oh.
we concentrate on the football? Guys, it's Derby week.
oh, I know.
Hold
Trust
on
me.
a second.
Um,
I'm checking for the goal. Sorry, I have to watch.
you have to watch it. All right, go ahead. Let's see. So obviously we discussed Champions League, we discussed Inter. Anything else on your guys' minds?
The Derby, man. The Derby.
The Derby. Okay, score predictions on the Derby.
I'm not
Tie.
touching that one. I'm not touching that one.
We're going for a tie. I think it's gonna be a tie. It's gonna be 2-2.
All right, 2-2. Andrea?
I mean, man, honestly, we can. If I think that we're gonna tie, like we need to be positive, even if that I think that it's gonna be super tough. Maybe I say we win 1-0, but just for good luck.
Yeah, gotta stay positive. That's true. All right, 3-2.
Am I? Yeah. I'm going to say 3-2 victory.
That would mean that like it would be an insane game. That would mean that
Yes.
if it's a 3-2, it means I cried. Okay.
It's
It's the
either going to
same
be
game
3-2
as
or
last
2-1.
September.
It's
3-2
happened
would be
before.
exactly a year ago. In September was the 3-2, the Rafa Leao double.
We were at
Oh,
House of
And
Football.
I don't know if you guys remember. I don't know if this helps the team at all, but when we did see Leao at the training, I told him score a double for me at the Derby. So
Oh,
maybe he remembers.
hopefully.
Better of.
I really hope it's Lukaku scored 2 insane goals. Fuck. No,
Crazy,
But
They
right?
don't,
they're
though,
playing
right?
Estonia.
Yeah,
They're
they
playing
don't.
Estonia.
He looked good. Like he looked, the type of Lukaku that just puts his head down and fucking rams in the goal. Like he missed like 5 goals, but he scored 2 good ones.
That sounds
I
like
promise you
Lukaku.
that he's not gonna have a good season. He's gonna have a very mediocre season at Roma.
Yeah. Let's see. Anish says 1-0 Giroud penalty.
That means I cried. Okay. That means
Milton says 2-2 draw. Yeah, I don't know, man. I know we mentioned getting there early, and please do, folks, get there early to Fox and Hounds. It's gonna be crazy crowded there. Get a good spot. Get there early.
guys,
I'm calling the table in front of the screen right now.
he scored an insane
Save
goal.
me a spot.
City Keys fucking banger of a goal.
Yeah.
Is it? Is it
I
like
think
Golazo
Andrea's
or what?
officially an Atalanta fan now.
Oh my god. Atalanta. So, speaking of Atalanta, so obviously, I don't know if you want to touch on it, but there was the drama of the former player saying that Gasperini was crazy. He's a terrible manager. I think Mal was the
Maele
Maele
and Holyund, they couldn't drive together apparently.
couldn't drive together, and then who was the other?
Demiral.
Demiral, yes, said, "Yep, everything is absolutely 100% true." I don't know. As obviously in football, there's gonna be crazy managers. There's gonna be weird fucking rules that managers say.
He has ways. Like I think that maybe there's coaches that are not like super friendly and they're nice, but dude, Gasperini changed literally history for Atalanta,
He did.
Yep.
and Mele Demiral are just gonna
And
disappear.
it was a Papu Gomez, who also had a
Papu.
falling out. Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, he went to
they put
Sevilla.
him fisticuffs with
Yeah.
Gasperini or something
I
crazy.
mean, he's got a strong personality, and so if you got strong
Yeah.
personalities in the locker room, they tend to
Yeah.
butt heads. But speaking of Atalanta and legendary coaches, it is a little late, but rest in peace to Carleto Mazzone, man.
Yep.
An amazing run, the best run I've ever seen in football after Maradona, man.
That was fun. That was a
Yeah.
fun.
Did you guys
Um,
see Pep Guardiola and the press conference on the day Mazzone died? He had a shirt with the
Yeah.
image of Mazzone
Yeah.
running like this. It was beautiful.
Yeah, that was a good shirt. And then also, like we kind of mentioned, Juve, obviously, Pogba got tested positive for extra
Ooh,
testosterone,
that's simple.
so he faces 2 to 4 years. He obviously has a right to an appeal and a reanalysis of his test. I don't know if
Yeah, what
he has
was
to
it
provide
doing
also a
for
new
him?
test.
Because it didn't.
I
it
don't
didn't
know
look like he.
why he was taking extra hormone.
Yeah.
I mean, he's obviously he's coming off a crazy injury after crazy injury after crazy
Yeah.
injury.
They do
Well,
it. That's
didn't they say that those injuries
But-
are part of he has some not disease, but some sort of condition, some muscular condition? Did you guys read about that?
No.
That because he always has muscular problems, and so he has some sort of condition that he has a lot of muscular injuries. So,
Yeah.
but at this
whether
point, if
yeah,
your doctors are giving you, hormones and stuff like that for doping, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know if I blame the player as much as I would blame the
He's a
doctors.
player. He's not a toddler. You're crazy.
he's not a total idiot. Yeah.
True,
He
true,
just-
true.
But okay, there's multiple facets to this, right? Obviously, Pogba, assuming he's guilty, he's going to face several probably years of a ban. Now, whether or not it was Juve's team doctors that said, go ahead and take the testosterone. Now, if that happens, the Juve's in deep shit. Deep shit.
1996 all over again.
Yeah.
Or
So
90.
if that happens, fantastic. Please. Please. Anyway, Moji's already on the phone with some attorneys. But anyway, yeah, if Juve gets implicated in this, it's awful for them. And on the side, let alone from all this stuff, there's apparently reports that the Agnelli family wants to sell the team, which they've
That's
owned for
insane.
over 100 years, which
Yeah.
is absolutely insane.
Mm.
Obviously, this is the perfect time to sell a football club. It's a complete buyer's market for all the wealthy hedge funds and everything. You know, obviously, look at us. We're bought by Redbird Capital, a venture capital or investment fund. So it's going to be crazy if Juve sells. But not to mention, like I said, if they get implicated somehow in giving testosterone to Pogba, wow.
Honestly, I doubt. The thing is, he got caught on a day that he didn't even play.
Yeah, so it's probably gonna be lesser of a sentence.
Yeah.
But
So it kind of feels like it was Juve, dude. If you're doping your players, you don't like take them on the bench. Like that would be stupid, you know. I just think it's like something that is not related to Juve because the players sometimes they have their own doctors, their own trainers, their own shit. So I think it's a very lucky thing for them because they had to find a way to drop his contract,
oh,
and
absolutely, he's on a massive contract.
it's
Yeah.
like, bye bye, you're fired.
Absolutely. I mean, if they're not implicated at all in this, it's fucking golden for Juve because they
Yeah.
get 12 million or something crazy off their
Yeah,
books.
dude, his contract is outrageous. Such
yeah.
a bad idea.
So
Sorry to interrupt, guys, but I
Yeah.
do need to take an early leave today. But thanks for having me on
Oh.
the podcast. I will see you guys Saturday. Forza Milan.
yes,
I mean,
Forza Milan.
See you guys.
For some
All right,
Milan, see
yeah.
ya, man.
But yeah, we have yet to see. It's still unfolding. You know, I hope that Juve are implicated, naturally, but
So you're saying they
I
drugged
doubt it.
him? You're saying they drugged him just to get rid of him? Is that what you're saying?
Either. That would be the conspiracy theory for the fucking ages right there.
That's a good.
That'd be
You
crazy.
heard it here, folks.
They put
Ima-
testosterone in
Could
a
you imagine if they actually did that on purpose? That they purposely drugged him so that they knew that, oh, he's gonna get positive. We can release him from his contract. Could you imagine if that actually happened? That'd be bonkers.
Mm-hmm.
There'd be so many lawsuits. And look at obviously, speaking of lawsuits, Bonucci is suing Juve because he claims that they didn't adequately train him, that they tarnished his image, blah 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 blah. Allegedly, if he wins
How
any
would they
money,
do that? Because they didn't
Ah.
properly train him.
He just
they said inadequate training,
Yeah.
inadequate this, and then he claims they also damaged his image, either from the inadequate training or just I don't know somehow I don't know.
Bros
But anyway,
just
he's
claiming
suing
victim.
Juventus. The Juventus are not in a good spot right now. Definitely not in a good spot. Chiesa, I think, is also injured.
Is he?
Or at least no, sorry, he's not injured, but apparently Spalletti said he was unfit for the national team.
Oh
So he
shit!
sent him back to Turin.
So
That's
he's
why
playing Serie A, but he's unfit for
allegedly,
Italia.
allegedly, I don't know what that means. But yeah,
Like
he
we
sent
have
him.
better players than him in the team.
Anyway, so yeah, so Juve obviously are in a shit show, which surprise, it's Juve. But you know, obviously it doesn't make Serie A look better.
Honestly, I think now there's like a whole campaign in Italy that they're saying, "Oh, it was a mistake," blah blah blah. But you have to understand that these are like super athletes. They really like every single thing they do. Like it's not like us that we go and we eat and whatever we want and we fucking if you want to put a cream on, you put a cream on. Dude, these people are super athletes. Anything that resembles any type of hormone, you have to be a mile away from. So it's if he got pinched, there's something.
Mhm. Yeah. I don't know
Sucks.
any. Yeah.
Think about it. The guy, even if I don't like him like very like that much, but he was an insane player in 2016. Like you would think this is like Zidane again. And then from the World Cup win, like vertical fucking he just like went down so
Yeah, with
hard.
Man United, and then
Crazy.
yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Anything? Milan, not Milan.
I don't know. I mean, we had this break, not much happened. Usual injuries, like Milan situation, doesn't surprise me. I wish we didn't have a game like the derby just right after the pause, but like the break. But we
Yeah,
gotta
we
do what
just got. It's early in
Yeah.
the season at least, and so we could just get
Yeah.
past it and
Uh,
move
I
on.
don't know why I mentally have jumped ahead. I think we're further down for whatever reason. No, I think it's just the international break that throws me off.
Yeah.
Because I think usually there's one international break in the middle of the first season. Then obviously there's the winter break. And then there's another international break, but there's two actual international breaks before the winter break. Which I think is just part of why I don't know, timeline wise I'm so thrown off.
Yeah, but guys, I think we also as fans we have to change our mentality because we've been like playing so poorly the past derbies, even if we had like really important wins. Yeah, we're like, oh, we're not super. I don't think the Inter fans see the game the same way that we see it. So I hope that this new change, like this new, team, we have a bunch of like really super talented new players. They're gonna bring this like breath of fresh air because they don't give a shit. I hope that Ruben and Pulisic they just like come in, you know, with like.
We need
with their
to build up our bench. We need our bench.
we do have a decent bench now.
Yeah,
But
we
we
have a
need
decent
to
bench now.
get them in there and playing,
Yeah.
and then get us behind them.
Yeah.
I mean, that should be we should be okay to fall back on them.
I think that Chukwueze, we haven't even seen it.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah, he's only played 30 minutes usually. I really want to see him from the start of a 90 minutes, and he try to do a full 90 minutes just so
Yeah.
we can see.
dude, no, he's a beast. It's like
Oh, absolutely.
we can't underestimate him. He was like probably I think he was the most expensive one of our like of the players we bought this summer. And again, because we're used to having no options on the right, so we forget that we have him, because you're like, oh, Pulisic is great, like let's fucking go. But now we also have Chuku, and I think Okafor is gonna be great
Yeah,
for us.
I'm liking
so, too.
Okafor. He was Megan heads, so he was ducking and getting by people, so he's able to
Yeah.
break a defense, and so
Yeah.
he's gonna come out.
Yeah,
I'm
I think
excited.
Okafor was a great addition, I think. And for that much, it's kind of crazy to think that we only paid 10, 15 million for him.
Yeah, we have to
Um,
see. Because, I mean, he had 1 year on his contract, and he also has like an injury. Injury.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that he also
This-
had just 1 year on his
That is
contract.
literally this is Okafor's injury list.
Mm.
It's like literally like 5 pages on transfer.
God.
So we just need him to be. But now he's fit and everything. We just need him to just
Yeah.
like be chill. And
Yeah, it's gonna be Okafor and Chuk. Those
Yeah.
two are just gonna
Um,
be like a duo, and they're gonna
The
play
Chuk.
off each other. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Chuk and the Oak.
the Chuk and the Oak.
What do you guys
Chuk.
think of Jovic?
I don't know much.
I didn't even know what to really think of him. Obviously,
Is a last minute. He's like plan F.
at
If-
least he didn't cost us anything. Fiorentina sold him for $0.
Yeah, but that's also it tells you like Fiorentina was like, you know what,
Exactly.
didn't take this guy. I'm out. That's the way they approached the deal. They were like,
Yeah.
we're out. Bye bye. Your problem now. So again, he could be amazing, or he could just be like. It's most likely. I hope it's not like a Pellegrini situation that you're like, yeah,
Oh,
we
God.
know it was shit. He is always injured, but with us, he's gonna thrive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know for
Last season in Serie A for Fiorentina, I think this is true. He played 31 matches, had 6 goals and 3 assists.
I had him at the Fantacalcio fantasy football thing.
Mhm.
He missed so many goals. Like he could have scored much more. He's the guy is like potentially he's a good player. Like he comes from Real Madrid.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
Real Madrid
what?
don't buy shit
Like,
players.
26 goals. He had like a crazy season with Rebic. If he finds his, I don't know, his balance, we can. He could be a good player. But I mean, I wouldn't obviously rely on him. Better than having Cutrone or Colombo there, obviously.
Cutrone. I miss Cutrone.
Catrone, I liked him too. He was kissing the badge. He was having a good time.
Yeah, he just wasn't Milan level.
He wasn't, but he
But what
was
level?
something.
Milan level
A
was
lot of
like
times he was something though. I mean, better than nothing.
Patrick. We love you, Patrick. If you listen, if you're,
Yeah,
you're
for
definitely.
sure. I saw him as a subscriber. He's on there.
Good.
Uh,
Anything else before we hop off?
No.
Oh, did you see that Christian Maldini finished? Like he retired from football at 27.
What? Was he playing in Serie C?
Yeah, in Stadia, whatever he was playing. He was
Wow.
he was like, I'm out. I'm gonna be like a manager.
Oh,
Mm.
okay. All right.
You say procuratore is like a player manager. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Well, hey. All the luck to him.
What do you say, Syria G?
Serie C.
No, I think it's a G. It's like
No. G.
Syria Z.
Um, Speaking of Maldini's, actually, has Daniel Maldini ever played for Empoli yet? From the
Yes.
times that I've seen
Who's
Empoli
this-
playing, I don't
who-
even
who
see him
brought
on the
this
bench.
topic? Where'd this
We
topic come
mentioned
from?
Maldini.
Who told you
Daniel-
this topic? Who's
I-
who's got
We've
access to
we
the Google
loaned-
Docs?
we loaned Daniel Maldini to Empoli, right? And I don't even think he's been on the bench for Empoli. I don't know why. I'm honestly, I don't know.
Wait,
if
are you
he's
sure?
injured.
Empoli?
Was it Empoli? I'm pretty sure it was Empoli, unless I'm fucking
You're Empoli?
just Daniel Maldini. Yes, he plays for Empoli, but I don't even think he's been on the bench for Empoli in the past few games that they played.
Well, and he's gonna come back and he's gonna be a
He's going to
champion.
score against us, of course. Whenever
Yeah.
we play Empoli, he's going to play again. He's going to score against us again, just because it happens with all the players we play out on loan. The Ketelare is going to score against us. Salamakers is going to score against us. Messias is going to score against us.
Dude, the Ketelare, if you go and watch the goal that he scored, that shit is something that he would have never even like conceived
Now I gotta watch
in his
it.
brain last year.
All
He
right,
literally-
we'll watch it.
The side dribbles like 3 men and lasers it in. It's like real football player shit, not the thing that we
Dude,
had
I've
last.
never doubted his football ability. He's got a football brain up here. Just, I think Pioli being Pioli, just the formation, the timing, the confidence,
The
a
weather,
lot of
the
The
planet.
weather.
planet, yeah. The rotation of the Earth slowed down just enough. Yeah, the Uranus and Neptune were not aligned properly.
Yeah,
Um,
it was the weather. It was the Democrats in power. Don't forget about that. It's a bunch of things.
um, uh, oh my gosh.
I don't know, dude. I just really wish that he was the player that he could have been, and now like just the amount of FOMO that it triggers in me when he does this, the moment he steps away from Milan.
It's the Paqueta kind of, you know.
I don't know if I have this same thing about Paqueta. Paqueta was really like I don't know. It took him so long to become what he became, and then we still don't know if it was actually that good. So
He seems like he's always off balance. It seems like he could just. I always looked at him. He always looked drunk when he played for us.
Paqueta.
Yeah, Paquetá. Yeah, he always did. He's like the little. You know when
Well,
he does those
Gianpaolo
little-
said he was Brazilian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like a drunken master Brazilian. It's not.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think that I mean if you think about it, he played in one of the worst Milans in the history.
He
Of
played
the-
for terrible Milan.
He was-
Terrible.
Like, he was literally training with horrible players. Like I don't see how you grow that way. Have you ever seen that video of like Cafu talking about Pato being like the best player that he's ever fucking seen in his life when he was at Milan? He's like literally saying, "Oh, we were training. It was me. It was Paolo Maldini, and it was this and that." Like, and then there's Pato that dribbles everybody, and nobody wants to
I miss
do
Pato.
impress him. Like that's the level that we used to be. You know, when you had the kid
Yeah.
that dribble Maldini and Cafu. And then Paqueta is playing with fucking I don't even remember the names, like Rami and like Zapata.
Yeah, let's see. Hold on. How do we get to the next?
Oh, so it's the
season?
5th goal he scores.
Do you see it?
It's coming up right now.
Oops. Let's see. 2018-2019 season, the roster. Let's see.
I love that we watch
Yeah.
CDK.
Oh my god, yeah. We had Pepe Reina. So 2018-2019, that Milan team, we had Pepe Reina. We had Donnarumma. We had Calabria, Conti, Romagnola, Zapata, Abate, Musacchio, Strinic,
Never.
Caldara, Ricardo Rodriguez, and Laxalt. And then in midfield we had Jose Mauri, we had Jack, who I love Jack, I still miss Jack.
Yeah.
Wow.
We had
I was-
Bakayoko, was shit for the first half of the season and then amazing the second half. Bertolacci, Montolivo, Biglia, the Packet, and Kessie. And then up front we had Casillejo, Suso, Hakan, Borini, Piatek, and Cutrone. That was a pain team.
Dude, wait,
Painful to watch.
but that's the season that we bought 11 players. He played
Yes.
with us the season before without the relatively decent additions. So if you watch the season before,
Yeah.
even much worse than that shit.
Oh yeah.
Anthony, did you
It was
see the
pain.
goal?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I mean,
20
it's a good goal. You know,
Yeah.
it's something considering what the fuck he did with us.
let's
Yeah, I
see.
don't even know how he made it near post.
Yeah, I don't understand how the ball goes in, but
The keeper just like 2 minutes later.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm just going back through the banter.
But yeah, that
rosters.
first when he gets that past that first player, that's
yeah,
class.
that's the type of thing that he tried to do so many times last year and never happened. Maybe it's because it's Estonia, but again, dude, this season he has 3 games, a goal, 2 goals, and an assist. Fucker.
That son of a bitch.
What season did we finish? Was it 2015 we finished 10th? Yeah, 2015. That was fucking painful to watch, man. That was a painful season.
But that season is the season that Juve loses the Champions League final, so that was pretty cool.
That's true. That's true. Very true. Niang. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
they did horrible in that game too. Like, not just a loss, but they were just not even. They didn't even have a chance, right?
They were strong. They were a great team, though.
Well, they did good, but then that final, they just.
Oh yeah, but because they got the crazy Real Madrid,
Yeah.
like 3 Champions Leagues in a row time, and the craziest Barca that we had for a while, like Neymar, Suarez, Messi kind of shit. Like, no, you don't win against them, you know. Even if you.
They also had the
it was-
referees.
Mhm.
Oh my god. Yeah. So Barcelona has always been one of the teams that I've always hated the most.
No, I don't. I
They've
love.
always.
I love Messi.
The
Yeah.
players
No,
I
the
think on Barcelona are
tiki-taka.
fantastic, but for whatever reason
I
that
love
team,
Javi. Javi
like,
was
just as a whole, the team.
No, I don't agree. I don't, dude. In the golden age of Barca versus Real, Cristiano versus Messi, obviously Real was the bad guys. Oh, obviously. So if you were like a Real fan in that case, you
Sure.
know
That's true.
type of person you are. It's like Empire versus the Rebels.
I was
Like,
Barcelona on that. Yeah.
I don't know. I always thought it was hard to be rebels in that scenario when the fucking referees would always just be like, "Oh yeah, it's always a penalty for Barcelona." Everywhere.
How did that shit end when they were paying for the referee head of the referees in the league?
Yeah, I don't know how Barcelona is even allowed to exist to this day because they're so financially broke. You look at the financial situation of Inter, and you, as a Barca fan, you pray you're that. But yeah, with the referee situation, I don't think they really did anything. I think they said it was bad, but they really didn't punish them.
I would have to dive deeper into that shit, but one
Yeah.
thing I wanted to talk about before we go, I don't know if you read, but it looks like we're doing like a lot of steps to get to build the fucking stadium for real.
Yes, no, yeah, absolutely. San Donato, right?
Yeah.
Is the new area we've selected. I think that the images, the news that really came out was we selected the I think the designer of the stadium.
We selected the designer like compact.
Yes, yeah. So it's
We
gonna
all-
be 70,000 seats,
Yeah.
which is amazing. Thank you. If it was any less, I think it'd be freaking awful.
No,
It's
70. We sell it out forever if it's
all the time. Yes, which is great. So yeah, so San Donato, it's right off the main freeway that goes into Milan.
yeah.
The A1 freeway. There is a metro line from the city center down to San Donato, so it's easy access. for the fans. That they shouldn't have too much of an issue getting to and from the stadium.
I mean, that's for sure. I'm from there, not from San Donato, but
Oh,
from close to Milan, so I know where it is. Obviously, it's a tragedy that we can't have a fucking stadium in Milan because San Donato is outside of
mhm.
the city of Milan. That's the reason why we do it there because it's impossible politically to
Yeah,
build the stadium in Milan. So they were like, you know what, we're out, and they went to
yeah,
San Donato. And the thing is, in Italy, until they literally like take the fucking like sign the papers and you see they put like concrete on the floor, like you don't believe it. So
yeah,
I don't know, but it looks like we're really really aggressive on this, and we
yep,
are working with the town of San Donato to build it, and they're
yep.
like really doing the real steps to do it, and
Yeah, because the initial area obviously was the San Siro area. We were gonna build it with Inter, but obviously the city was like, no, you can't tear down the San Siro. And then obviously not that long ago, I think like a month ago, they declared that the San Siro is basically a historic landmark.
yeah,
Can't
yeah,
touch
yeah.
it. Um, Before the other area was Sesto San Giovanni, which is in the northeast.
So does that mean
Um,
Inter gets who gets? Does that mean Inter gets the San Siro,
yeah,
or
they'll
it's
get the
gonna be
San
the?
Siro, but they don't make enough. They still won't make enough money out of
No,
it
they
because
want
it's a
to. They
publicly
want to
owned
build
stadium.
another. They say they are building another stadium too. So we would potentially have three stadiums, and San Siro nobody used it, and it just like stays there.
Yeah.
For Leo's concerts or what? I don't
And
understand.
Yes,
because
for Taylor Swift concerts. Yeah, so Sesto San Giovanni. Um, there is a old steel works factory area that we were thinking of working there. I think initially it sounded like the city council there was very open to it, but I think eventually there's too many issues with
the
dealing with the
problem with
owner of the factory or something.
like
Something with the land wasn't right,
I
or
drove like I know the place. It's real like very close to where I live, and there's like a gigantic, super old factory that they used to build shit back in the days, and it's like a biohazard. So if you touch that,
uh,
you need to literally like you know you need
yeah.
to fix a lot of
So it
access.
was, yeah, a little too much work with probably the soils. They probably had to
Yeah,
sanitize the soil, replace it,
except, but the
radio
Sanato area
hazmat.
is good because it's like good. There's like the cool thing is they already had that area was already sold to a developer to build a stadium, to build like an
Ah,
arena for concerts and shit. So all the steps that you need to take to actually allow the construction of something like that were already done. So Milan came in and bought this like a company that was gonna do this development, and through that now we're looking at a new project that we're by
yeah.
the way building with CAA Icon, that is this like
Yes, they're huge, huge in
huge thing.
construction.
We built all the crazy fucking
Yep.
stadiums that are in the US. And the cool thing is that the head of CAA Icon now works for us. He used to be
Mm,
working for CAA Icon, and now his job is building the stadium for Milan. So that's a bunch of things that make me think
It's gonna.
we're
yeah.
doing it for real.
Yeah,
But at,
yeah.
but at the same time, they say they expect the stadium to be built for like 2028,
Yeah,
and
2029, something like that. It's with the construction start of 2025,
I
which
mean,
honestly,
if,
for a big stadium like that, like here in LA, we had SoFi Stadium. I work in construction, the construction industry. That project was absolutely massive. Um, yeah, it's easily a stadium like this, but the project they want where they want to have not only the stadium in the same property, but bars, clubs, nightclubs, restaurants, and all sorts of parking, everything else like that. It's easily a 3 to 4 year project, easily. And that's
it's Italy, dude. It's
and
not.
it's Italy, yeah. I
It's
don't know what the construction's like in Italy, but
Yeah, they're gonna take breaks
yeah,
at like 10 a.m. and
yeah.
lunch or whatever. So
Well, I'm assuming a lot of the construction in Italy is probably union based construction. Um, you know, um,
they're gonna clock out early.
so well, no, but the
Very-
stadium's going to be built to an insane degree of quality, which it should be. Apparently, they said too the seats are going to be larger than the seats at the San
Yeah,
Siro.
bro, I don't want to talk about. I don't want to think about the seats because then I get excited and again,
It's 7 years from now.
like
So.
Eden
Yeah,
fucking
it's
pulling up to the area with a truck. I don't believe it. So I hope, dude. I really hope I can take my kids to the stadium
Your
one day.
grandkids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would
well,
be.
I hope. Yeah, I hope as a club we go to the San Siro before we
Oh yeah, you
obviously go to San Donato. But
have to. I hope.
yeah, yeah.
I hope we don't have to sell the naming rights to some bullshit.
Yeah, so yeah, they'll probably name the stadium something, obviously to raise money that way. They're also going to have giant TV screens, so I'd imagine there's probably going to be tons of ads that are going to be sold either to the shirt sponsors and or other, companies that want to advertise at the stadium. But again, the nice thing is going to be our stadium. We're going to get 100% of the profits from the ticket sales for the games. And not only for the games, but all the events and other concerts and everything else that'll be at the stadium. We'll get all the 100% of profit from that, as opposed to San Siro, where we only get a small cut.
We're only gonna be 35 years late on the competition, but
Absolutely, but it's better considering. I think who are the only other teams in Serie A that have their own stadium?
Juve.
Is it Atalanta and Juve? I think are like the only teams that have their own private stadiums.
That's
So-
the main issue with the league, basically.
Yeah.
That's the
The
main
main,
issue.
yeah, is because all the stadiums are publicly owned by the cities. And obviously the cities take their cut of the tickets because they obviously own the stadium.
No, they don't take part of the tickets. They take the rent. Like we're literally paying like $5 million a year in rent to the city of Milan.
And then whenever we need to make modifications or upgrades, we have to go through them, which you're going through the Italian government, which means add 10 years
Yeah.
or more. But no, I'm very glad that I think we also bought the land too. It's not like we're also leasing the land.
I think,
Um,
dude, there's a bunch of things that make me think that it's actually happening, but
Yeah.
you never know.
Yeah, I think a similar situation. Yeah, there was a development company that wanted to build on that land in San Donato. We bought
Yeah,
that company. Straight up
exactly.
just bought the company.
That's what I was saying. Obviously, they just
Yeah.
wanted to make money, and we came in and we're like, yeah, we want to do something similar, but bigger. So, yeah, it's gonna
So
be
yeah,
dope.
no, it's very promising because there's the A1 freeway, there's a huge metro line that goes there. So I don't think the fans will have issues getting to the stadium, which is good.
But
They're
the
not
reason-
also having to do because I think even with the project that we were going to do with Inter, they also had to do a huge renovation of the public infrastructure in the area of the San Siro.
No. San Siro already has a new metro stop that it's
Okay.
literally in the parking outside San Siro. It's like the new thing that they opened, I don't know, 3-4 years ago. But for the longest time, you would have to. The metro would be like a mile away from the stop from the stadium, so you would have to walk out of the metro station and you would get a shuttle, like a free bus, or you would walk for like 25 minutes.
Oh wow. When I went to the San Siro, my Airbnb was just south of the stadium. So we were able to just walk. Which was nice. But anyway, yeah, I'm very happy that we're, knock on wood, we're moving forward with a new stadium. Because it's gonna be massive for the club, and the future of the club. It's gonna look better on TV. We're gonna get more money. It's gonna be better. And
I
it's gonna
just
be
feel
ours.
stressed out by when one day we're gonna have all the designs and like the renderings and we're gonna get excited. And that's the moment that you build up expectations and then you get, and then you cry when they never fucking build it. So I wanna.
All right.
Yeah.
To be continued.
Yeah, to be continued.
gotta-
All right,
gotta
so
wrap this one
again,
up.
this Saturday, 9 a.m. Inter the Derby. Be
Fox and
there, Fox and
Hounds.
Hounds. Get there early. Forza Milan. We'll be
Milan
back on
Club
Tuesday
SoCal.
at 8 p.m. To recap that game, and also I think to recap Is the Champions League game also on the Tuesday next week? Let me see. Let me double check. Yes, so we'll recap the Derby and also the Champions League game that will happen
that's
earlier
true.
that morning.
There's be a lot to talk
a
about.
lot to talk about. We'll obviously have to preview the Verona game. That'll be on the following Saturday, 6 a.m. Thank you, Serie A. But we will be having a watch party, I'm sure, for the Verona game. Don't be worried.
6 a.m.
So again, join us, Fox and Hounds, this Saturday for the Derby, 9 a.m. And then we'll post about the Verona meetup. But again, for the podcast, we'll be here Tuesday, 8 p.m. So be there on the 19th as well. So
Forza Milan.
Forza Milan.
Forza Milan.
Forza Milan sempre.
Forza Milan.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right.
Buonanotte.